Hello, this is Bryant Myers. I am a former physics professor and best-selling author, and in this video, we are going to take a look at Antarctica and how this actually thoroughly debunks a flat Earth. Because as you can see here in the flat Earth map, or their model of what they think Earth looks like, there is no South Pole. According to flat earthers, the shape of the Earth is a flat circle. In the center is the North Pole in the Arctic Ocean, and Antarctica is not a continent, but instead an ice perimeter surrounding the flat Earth and holding all the water in place. So in the flat Earth mythology, Antarctica is described as a very icy land on the edge of the Earth. Suppose there's a giant ice wall that is really just an ice shelf, which are also found in Greenland on the North Pole as well, so it's nothing that unusual. But they love to use these images here. You can see this picture of an ice shelf, and it's just a thick floating platform of ice. These ice shelves are all around the world, and flat earthers often confuse a picture of an ice shelf with the mythical ice wall of the flat Earth model. But take a look here. Now, if you remember on our globe, the South Pole, the very south tip of the Earth, the spherical Earth, if we lived on a two-dimensional flat Earth, notice here how the ice wall, or the South Pole, has to be smeared around the entire circumference of the flat Earth, meaning there is no South Pole, there is no Antarctica, and if we can show that there isn't a continent, Antarctica, which we've known for quite some time, and if there is a South Pole, well, that falsifies flat Earth. It just absolutely falsifies their model. So flat earthers know this, and they know the very existence of the South Pole falsifies their model, so they have to come up with something. And according to flat earthers, the Antarctic Treaty System was created to prevent the world population from entering Antarctica. And their purpose was to conceal the fact that the Earth was flat, or something like that. There's some reason why the government's in this big conspiracy to pretty much not let us know the Earth is flat. Now, I don't know what they have to gain by that if the Earth really was flat, but flat earthers have their reasons. And they even bring in NASA as a force that guards the wall. I kid you not. But it is not true that the treaty prohibits people from visiting. In fact, let's just kind of go over some of the highlights of this Antarctic Treaty. So the real world Antarctic Treaty prohibits things like claiming land as private property, doing a mining operation, any nuclear related operation, and using it to dispose waste. Nowhere in the treaty is it stated that regular people are not allowed to enter Antarctica. In fact, a lot of people do enter Antarctica. I just want to show you some pictures here. These are all pictures, I just want to bring this one up here, of the geographic South Pole. So you can see here, this guy on the South Pole, and this right here is a little sign where they put right at the geographic South Pole. And so people definitely can visit the South Pole. There's expeditions. Let me just bring up one example here. The Polar Quest is a Sweden company, I believe, a Swedish company. And they've got schedules. I mean, you can book your flight to the South Pole. And look, they even have some pictures here of people. Again, this is the actual South Pole. People visiting the actual South Pole here, and sure enough, the South Pole does exist. Sure enough, Antarctica is a continent, and sure enough, this falsifies flat Earth. The Earth is not flat. There is a South Pole, and a South Pole just cannot exist on a flat Earth. And I just kind of want to show you this little graphic here on all the from one side of Antarctica to the other, because you could say, well, flat earthers will say, well, these people are flown to some part on the outskirts of Antarctica. It's really not the South Pole. You can actually look at the history of Antarctica expeditions, going way back, to the 50s even. We have many examples of people traversing one side of the continent to the other. Again, here's the problem with the flat Earth. And again, this is well-known history. These are facts. These are very well-documented expeditions, and there's just been too many of them for flat earthers to deny every single one of them. But here, look at what would have to happen on the flat Earth. You'd have to be zigzagging from one side to the other. It's just nonsensical, because again, in their model, Antarctica is not a continent. So how can you traverse from one side of it to the other? It'd be like going from one side of the flat Earth all the way to the other. And of course, these expeditions didn't do that. They just went from one side of the continent to the other. Again, this is just a very definitive proof. I've got over now 200 proofs that are definitively falsify flat Earth, but this one is a really good one because just by showing the existence of the South Pole, if a flat earther will just go on one of these expeditions, they can prove to themselves that there is a South Pole and the Earth isn't flat because of that. So thanks a lot for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel. I have many more videos coming, and I hope you enjoyed this one and have a great rest of your day.